Good evening everyone and welcome to a new flight. Today I will fly from Zurich in Switzerland to Stockholm-Arlanda in Sweden with real flight Swiss 1254 and the call sign is Swiss 117 Kilo. We are parked in Zurich at Stand Hotel 81, I think it is, 81 or 82. And let's first have a look on our route. So we are in Switzerland, in Zurich, and we will fly to Stockholm-Arlanda, which is located up here. Our alternate airport will be Skavsta, which is located south of Stockholm. So there's our destination up here, and this one is our alternate airport. So let's now do the briefing. First, the briefing about our destination airport, Stockholm-Arlanda. So the airport is located 20 miles north of the city of Stockholm. As we can see here, that's the city of Stockholm, and up here we have the airport. There are a few runways in Arlanda. There is two parallel runways, runway 01 left, 19 right, and runway 01 right, 19 left. 01 left, 19 right is the longest runway with approximately 3.3 kilometers, and the other runway as well as the runway 0826. Let's have a look here. So I have the two parallel runways, runway 19 right, 19 left, 01 right, 01 left, and we have runway 26 and 08. This one here has a length of 3.3 kilometers, and this one as well as this one has a length of 2.5 kilometers. The usable distance for takeoff and landing is always the full distance, as you can see here, always 3.3 kilometers, respectively 2.5 kilometers in all cases. Runway 01 left, and which is the longest runway, has Cat 2 and 3 ILS. Runway 01 right from the north has Cat 1. 01 right as well as 01 left have both Cat 1, Cat 2 and 3. And also 19 left has also Cat 2 and 3. 01 8 and 26 I'm sorry, runway 08 and 26 have both Cat 1. That means this one here, Cat 2 or 3. This one here, Cat 2 and 3. This one here, Cat 1. And this one here, Cat 2 and 3, and this runway both directions Cat 1 only. There's a CTR around the airport which reaches up to 2000 feet above mean sea level. Airspace classification of the CTR is class Charlie. Call sign of the tower, Arlanda Tower, transition altitude 5000 feet. Then there are a few ATC stations at the airport, Arlanda Tower, Arlanda Ground, Arlanda Clearance Delivery, Stockholm Control, and 280 frequencies. Now we will concentrate only on the parts for arrivals, because we will arrive in Sweden. Unless otherwise instructed from air traffic control, taxi routes on ground movement charts arrival departure applies. So we need to check those this chart before. So we will be prepared for the taxi in case there is ATC available. Arriving aircraft shall not leave runway via taxiways via exit taxiway with turn exceeding 90 degrees. Maximum wingspan 24 meters for taxiing on apron Sierra South of. Not sure what this means. Let's have a look on the chart. Maximum wingspan 24 meters for taxiing on apron Sierra south of Sierra Charlie. So Sierra Charlie is this one here, and that's apron south, so that not important for us. We won't be taxiing in this area here anyway. Engines shall be operated at minimum required thrust on all aprons when taxiing to avoid jet blast. Then there's some information about high intensity runway operations. In order to reduce delays and expedite traffic, HERO should, as far as possible, be applied to all aircraft. Landing. Pilots should prepare and plan their landing to be able to leave the runway without delay via the high-speed turn-off when runway conditions permit. If no taxi instructions have been received, aircraft shall hold before the first parallel taxiway and wait for taxi instructions. Then there are some limitations for the time when aircrafts are allowed to land and take off. Aircraft with maximum takeoff less than 34 tons, which doesn't apply to us. Then there's an exception, of course. No, except for safety reasons, do not use more than idle reverse thrust between 21 and 05 Zulu. For environmental reasons, to minimize noise disturbance, following applies. Runway 01 right is not available for landing with straight approaches between 21 and 05 Zulu. Runway 19 right is not available for takeoff unless required for performance reasons. Runway 08 is not available for landing unless required for wind conditions. And runway 26 is not available for takeoff unless required for wind conditions. Inbound traffic shall be planned via the following TME entry points: NILUG, Xilon, Hotel Mike Romeo, and LTOC. We'll be flying via NILUG as far as I remember. Speed restrictions before entering the TMA can be expected. Plan descent so that highest entry level into the TMA is not exceeded in spite of speed restrictions. Unless otherwise instructed, following speeds applies. Aircraft unable to confirm shall inform ATC. Aircraft Aircraft below flight level 100 shall fly at maximum 250 knots. When established on final approach track, aircraft shall maintain 160 knots until passing GME distance corresponding to outer marker stated on initial approach chart. Instrument approach chart, Visual approaches will only be permitted if approach aids are unserviceable or to avoid significant weather conditions. Aircraft cleared visual approach shall maintain 2,500 feet until established on final track, and further descent shall not be below a descent path that would be followed using the ILS glide path. There it continues. Aircraft shall follow procedures in ENR 1.3 para 10 for airport traffic inbound Stockholm-Arlanda. Following additional procedures will apply. That's in case of communication failure. Maintain last received and acknowledged altitude. Proceed to relevant entry point in TMA. Proceed to Tango Echo Bravo VOR. In Tango Echo Bravo, holding descent to 2,500 feet. Carry out approach in accordance with, and then there are the explanations for all the runways in case of communication failure, to how to fly the missed approach. I think that's it. Yes, that's it for this briefing. Then there's another document from VATSIM with some information. So Stockholm-Arlanda airport is Stockholm's main airport and the largest and busiest airport in Sweden. It is located around 40 kilometers north of the city of Stockholm. Arlanda originally had two runways, runway 0119 and runway 0826. A third runway, runway 01 right, 19 left, was opened in 2003 to the east of the airport. So that's this runway here, which is new. Then they recommend not to use the default scenery. Unless otherwise instructed by ATC, the standard taxi routes for arrival and departure shall be followed. Then note, taxi clearance will not include the complete taxi route, as pilots are expected to follow the standard taxi routes. When the runway 01 right, 19 left is in use, pilots will be instructed to use taxiway whiskey and uniform. Let's have a look. So that's this chart where we can see the standard taxi routes. Let's look for this taxiways whiskey and uniform. One right. So that's taxi whiskey and that's taxiway uniform. 01 left. 01. Here's whiskey and uniform. Okay. Then for stars, observe the maximum flight level at the TMA entry point. Plan your descent into Stockholm TMA according to the level restrictions depicted on star charts. Maximum speed in Stockholm TMA flight level 100 is 250 knots, unless otherwise instructed by ATC. Aircraft shall maintain minimum 160 knots until outer marker or 4 miles final, or advise ATC if unable. Missed approach procedures have a level of altitude of 1,500 feet. Do not climb above this altitude unless cleared by ATC. Then there's the most common runway configurations during peak hours. It's runway 01 right, 01 left, or runway 19 the left, 19 the right. And during off-peak hours, it's either 26 for landing, 19 the right for departure, 19 the right for landing, 08 for departure with right turnout, or 01 left, 08 for landing, and 08 for departures with left turnout. And I've planned for landing on runway 26. And terminal, as you can see, terminal 2 is used for those airlines here. Swiss is not part of these airlines, so I guess terminal 5 is correct for Swiss aircraft. That's it for the airport briefing. Let's now continue with the actual flight briefing. So we'll fly with Swiss 1254 from Zurich to Stockholm-Arlanda with an Airbus A320. The registration Hotel Bravo Juliet Lima Tango. ATC call sign as said, Swiss 117 kilo. Distance to fly approximately 900 nautical miles. We have tailwind, a headwind component of about 8 knots, and the temperature is 3 degrees above the standard atmosphere. Our cruising level will be flight level 370. We take 500 kilograms of extra fuel and a total fuel amount of 8.9 tons, respectively 9 tons. We plan to depart via a DEGES SID from runway 32, which will be DEGES 3 Lima with a left turnout, and to land on runway 26 via a NILUG star. We have 126 passengers on board and 0.9 tons of cargo. Which gives a zero fuel weight of 55.3 tons together with fuel of 9 tons. This gives a takeoff weight of 64 tons, and all weights are below the maximum. For the weather, there is really nothing special, neither for our departure airport, nor for our arrival, or for our alternate airport. Nothing to be concerned of. The same goes for the routing, nice weather all the way. So now I will start with the preparation of the flight, and I will be calm for the next few minutes. And by the way, today I will explain you the Autoflight and the flight management and guidance system. It will be a theoretical session, and during this session I will show you some pictures, and those pictures are screenshots from this YouTube video from AviaLearn, and actually all the information I will give you today are from this video, so if you like you can also just watch this video. It contains the same information. So I'll be back in a few minutes for the briefing and to request the clearance and so on.
Okay, los geht's. Cockpit Preparation Checklist bitte.
Engine Master.
Both off. Normal.
Parking brake.
Off.
Thrust levers.
Idle.
Ecam recall.
Checked.
Anti-skid.
On.
Emergency lights.
Checked and armed.
No smoking signs.
On.
Air condition.
Checked.
Ventilation panel.
Is checked.
Fuel pumps.
Set on.
ADIS.
Checked.
Checklist complete.
So just as an explanation, I've entered, as you could see when I first entered just 370, it shows me minus 59 degrees, which is in the standard atmosphere. The temperature at flight level 370 is minus 59 degrees Celsius. But as we know from our flight plan, the temperature is 3 degrees above the standard temperature. So we have to add 3 degrees to minus 59, which gives minus 56 degrees.
Aircraft on initial contact with Zurich arrival. This is Zurich information. Call departure runway 28, arrival runway 14, ILS, approach transition level 70, Mach report Zurich at time 1820.
Well, the ATIS says runway 28, but I will switch to runway 32 at in a quarter hour at 9 o'clock local time.
report Zurich at time 1850 UTC, wind 070 degrees, 7 knots. Ceiling and visibility okay. Temperature 202.11 QNH 1017. No significant changes expected. Advise on initial contact. You have information. India. Report. Aircraft type on initial contact with Zurich arrival. This is runway 32 arrival. Runway 34 ILS. Runway 34 ILS. Approach. Transition level 70 Mach. Report Zurich at time 1850 UTC. Wind 070 degrees, 7 knots. Ceiling and visibility okay. Temperature 202.11 QNH 1017. No significant changes expected. Advise on initial contact. You have information. India. Report. Aircraft type on initial contact with Zurich arrival.
Hello, 123, confirm Echo 6 forward. Echo 6 forward, I want to.
To the delivery, schönen guten Abend. Swiss 117 Kilo, Stand Hotel 81, Airbus A320, with information India, request clearance to Stockholm.
Swiss 117 Kilo, Adrian, guten Abend, runway 32, you're clear to Stockholm, DEGES 2 November, departure squawk 6710.
Swiss 117 Kilos cleared Stockholm, runway 32, DEGES 2 November, squawk 6710.
Swiss 117 Kilo, repair corrected for the correction startup is approved, report ready for taxi.
Startup approved, will report ready for taxi, Swiss 117 Kilo. So while we are waiting for the boarding to finish, we can make the yes, the departure briefing.
Primary 21 taxi, ja. 11 kilo, Volkswagen runway 28.
Sorry, just to confirm you said that the new runway will be runway 32.
Affirmative.
So for the weather, there is nothing special to be considered.
Okay, so
We
here and Kilo hold charge runway 28, Ryanair H.
give me a second to.
Correct.
It's too loud.
Hey, Frank, with an OBS line. Correct, vacating April 5.
So for the weather, there's nothing special to be considered. The taxi routing, we are parked at the Hotel 81, which is here, and we expect to depart, or we have been given SID from runway 32, which is here. So we expect to taxi straight ahead, left on taxiway Kilo. Here we must hold short of runway 28, which is the active landing runway. And then we will cross runway 28 at Kilo and taxi straight ahead all the way to holding point Hotel 3, runway 32. So dangerous area is here, where we have to hold short of runway 28, which is the active landing runway. Will be depart on DEGES to November SID, which is a right turn out after departure. So that's Zurich, Switzerland, SID chart number 3, revision 12 November 2015. Airport elevation 1,417 feet, transition altitude 7,000 feet. The routing is as follow: climb straight ahead at 2.0 Kilo Lima Oscar, turn right onto track 330 at 4 miles after Kilo Lima Oscar, turn right, intercept radial 255 to Zulu Uniform Echo, proceed via Zulu Hotel 503, Zulu Hotel 506, Kolul, Zulu Hotel 504, Zulu Hotel 525 to DEGES. Initial climb clearance is 5,000 feet, which is set in the MCDU, in the FCU, on the FCU panel. And I have already checked the routing and all altitude restrictions in the MCDU. Minimum safe altitude after departure it's 5,700 feet. Then after the first right turn it will become 4,500 feet, and in this area here it's maybe 5,900 feet, but we will be far above this altitude, so that's not a problem. Important is this one here, this area here, 5,700 feet in this area and 4,500 feet in this area here. That's it for the departure briefing.
Captain, the cabin is secure. All passengers are aboard.
Motion 1 to Charlie. Next time. 300 for general area. Motion 1 to Charlie. Right. All the way down to 86. And correction, all the way down to 86. And also on 84 on 86. Dropping on 84 on 86. VX goes equal short before on 6. Was the greater accessible? Motion 1 to Charlie.
So, dann jetzt die Before Start Checklist.
Windows and doors.
Closed and locked.
APU.
Set on.
APU bleed.
Give it 719, please start.
Set on.
External power.
Disconnected and off.
Cabin signs.
Set on.
Thrust levers.
Idle.
Parking brake.
Set on.
Baro reference.
Checked. 1013.
1013. Check. Beacon lights.
Set on.
Checklist complete.
Flight deck to ground.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay, ground, we have ATC clearance for start and taxi, so please confirm that ground equipment and service are clear.
Roger. You're off on the trucks today, Captain, so your ground equipment and stairs are clear and all doors are closed. Ready when you are.
Is okay.
Start in engine 2.
Engine 2 is stabilized.
Starting number 1.
Engine 1 stabilized. Okay, ground, that's a good start here on both engines. All systems are normal. Thank you for your help and all clear. We see you for signal on the right, please.
Roger, 2 good starts, all clear signals. See you on the right.
checklist.
Crossing runway 31 exit. Proof.
Engine mode selector.
Set.
APU bleed.
Set off.
APU master.
Set off.
Ground spoilers.
Set.
Rudder trim.
Checked 0.
Pitch trim.
Checked.
Flight controls.
Full left. Full right. Neutral. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Ruder. Full left. Full right. Neutral.
Check. Flaps.
Flaps 2.
Anti-ice.
Off.
ECAM status.
Checked.
ECAM door page.
Checked.
Hand signal.
Received.
Checklist complete.
Speedbird 718, ready for taxi. Correction, Speedbird 719, ready for taxi.
Speedbird 719, taxi line November, Foxtrot 11 kilo, Voltrot runway 3.
Taxi line November, Foxtrot 11 kilo, Voltrot runway 28, Speedbird 719.
Swiss 117 kilo also ready for taxi.
Swiss 117 kilo, taxi line kilo, to holding point, correction taxi track kilo to holding point runway 32, crossing 7 kilo is approved.
Swiss 117 kilo via taxiway kilo to holding point runway 32, crossing runway 28 is approved.
On the taxi checklist.
No slide.
Set on.
Brake check.
Pedal pressed. Checked 0.
Check. Auto brakes.
Max.
Takeoff data.
Reviewed.
FCU.
Checked.
Flight instruments.
Checked.
Checked. TO config.
Set.
Checklist complete.
Approaching 28.
Runway clear, crossing approved. Takeoff briefing will depart on runway 32 with a length of 3.3 kilometers. Wind is from 070 degrees, which is from the right. We will depart with flex temperature of 57 degrees. We want speeds 131, 135, 137 knots. Transition altitude 7,000 feet. Thrust reduction altitude 2,900 feet. Acceleration altitude 4,500 feet. The current weight 64.2 tons. And safety briefing: below 100 knots we will stop for any reason. Above 100 knots only for catastrophic failures like medical problems of a pilot. 1181 Swiss 117 kilo. Tschüss. 1181 Swiss 117 kilo. Tschüss Simon, merci. And so above 100 knots we'll stop only for for catastrophic failures like medical problems of a pilot or engine failure, engine fire, or wind shear warnings.
Kilo clear.
That completes the takeoff. And if we have to return to the airport, we'll request vectors back to runway 28. So that completes the departure briefing, the takeoff briefing, and we are ready for departure. Zurich Tower, Swiss 117 kilo, holding point runway 32, ready for departure.
Swiss 117 kilo, are you ready for immediate departure?
Affirm.
Swiss 117 kilo, winds 1 section 07, 0 degrees 7 knots, runway 32, cleared immediate takeoff.
Cleared immediate takeoff, Swiss 117 kilo. Cleared immediate takeoff, runway 32, Swiss 117 kilo, sorry.
On runway 32.
Flight attendants, seats for takeoff, please. Before takeoff, checklist.
Brake temperature.
Checked.
Brake fans.
Off.
Engine mode selector.
Checked. Normal.
TCAS.
TARA tilde above.
Exterior lights.
Set on.
Sliding tables.
Stowed.
Stowed. Checklist complete.
Rick out evening to direct number 9er, with you crossing runway 28 at holding point.
Visit 719 Tower, good evening. Runway 321. Wait.
And if I made, runway 322.
Autopilot is going on.
Swiss 117 kilo, Sport Mode Charlie.
Squawk Charlie, Swiss 117 kilo.
Swiss 117 kilo, contact departure frequency 135.225.
135.22 for Swiss 117 kilo. Thank you, bye bye. Swiss Zurich arrival, good evening, Swiss 117 kilo, 3,300 climbing 5,000.
Correction, Swiss 117 kilo, departure, coordinating identified, climb to 6,000 feet.
Recleared 6,000 feet, Swiss 117 kilo.
Arrival, Lufthansa 289.
Lufthansa 289, rough radar contact with you before and flight level 80.
Wait, 0 for Lufthansa 289.
Lufthansa 289, contact final 125, decimal 325.
125, 325, 289, bye bye.
49 Tango, descend flight level 100. Swiss 49 Tango, descend flight level 100.
Swiss 49 will descend flight level 100, request reducing speed.
Swiss 49, is a section.
Speed, Swiss 49 Tango.
Let's get 9765 and flight level 120. Is that 20 left, 975? This 117 kilo, continue present heading, vectoring due to traffic, prime flight level 90.
Flight level 90 on present heading, Swiss 117 kilo.
This 49 Tango, contact final 125.325, call sign only.
25325, Swiss 49 Tango.
Victor Delta Victor, turn right heading 220.
Right heading 220.
Let's again 9765, flight level 100, no speed restrictions. No, 9765.
Good evening, Bird 719er, 3575, Phoenix, November.
Bird 719er, departure, flight 92 flight level 120.
120, Bird 719.
This 117 kilo, maintain flight level 90 when reaching, traffic left to right, cleared 1,000 feet above you level.
Swiss 117 kilo will maintain flight level 90 when reaching.
Latviga 7, Christian, Latviga 9, 7, 5, right, heading 180. Right, heading 180, Latvia 9765. This 117 kilo, clear of traffic, flight level 120.
Continue climb flight level 120, Swiss 117 kilo.
This 117 kilo, and 32, no navigation direct to Arlanda.
Direct Arlanda, Swiss 117 kilo.
Bird 719er, contact with radar 128.050.
This is radar 128.050, Bird 719er, bye-bye.
This 117 kilo, contact with radar 128.050, goodbye.
Swiss 128.05 for Swiss 117 kilo. Tschüss Jonas.
Speed Bird 719er.
Swiss radar, good evening, Swiss 117 kilo, approaching flight level 120. Continue climb flight level 240, Swiss 117 kilo.
For uniform 135 to Joe.
Navia 1 Alpha, reported speed Zurich arrival
135 decimal 225, that's Navia 1 Alpha, bye bye. Yeah, you can try 79, okay, that's me.
This is running day, flight box jumping, flight 152. Yeah, also single box with weather 75, 50 laps, 1 Alpha, expect Island, chapter 3, 4.
Expect Island,
4, clear. So we relax 1 Alpha, arrival,
One 30 level is over and relax.
Swiss 117 Kilo, contact Langen 127 decimal 7.
127.72 for Swiss 117 Kilo. Bye bye.
Oh, just 320 Kilo is having 1.5.
Direct TV, German Cargo. Function.
Langen Radar, guten Abend, Swiss 117 Kilo, flight level 225, climbing 240.
Swiss 117 Kilo, identified. Climb 240.
Can you climb flight level 240, Swiss 117 Kilo?
117 Kilo, direct ebenfalls. Kilo, Echo, Mike, Alpha.
Swiss 117 Kilo, direct to Kemat, and you're aware that our cruising level is 370.
Swiss 117 Kilo, flight level 370.
Can you climb flight level 370, Swiss 117 Kilo? Thank you.
Croatia 405, need not continue income 1, 2, 3, enjoy your flight, bye-bye. Uniform 150, Simulate, thank you very much for your service. Good night.
November 48, 2 Delta Alpha, turn right, heading 040, cleared LSZH, 07 right. November 48, 2 Delta Alpha, right turn heading 040, cleared LSZH, runway 07, right approach. German Cargo 652, wind ready, descent 150, to reach at EB. Wind ready, descent flight level 10 to be leveled at ED, German Cargo. KLM 57 Charlie confirmed. KLM 57 Charlie confirmed, flight level 150, confirming flight level 150 at EBD, KLM 57 Charlie.
Radar, schönen guten German Cargo 410, wir extend Programmierung Center, we're ready to begin.
German Cargo 410, yeah, departure runway 07 center for you. Start of approved, clear Chicago via Boboka 1 departure, flight plan route, flight 5000 squawk 2061.
Contact departure runway, center, walk, the 2061, German Cargo 410.
German Cargo 410, taxi holding point 07 center via Sierra, Yankee, Lima and Lima 20.
Yeah, Yankee, Lima 20 on German Cargo 4. Center, this is Lexo 1815 taxi to the active.
Lexo 018, taxi holding point on the 07 center via Lima, Lima 17.
Taxi to 007 via Lima and Lima 7 for Alexa 018.
KLM 57 Charlie, contact with 1 to Admin 050, schöne Landung, ciao.
Strict radar 128.05, KLM 57 Charlie. Tschüss.
Tschüss.
We are ready.
Lufthansa 55 Tango, wind bearing, correction, wind 0 to 4 knots, runway 18. Line up in place.
Lining up.
Scandinavian 55 long radar.
Scandinavian 55 Yankee with you, flight level 38.
Scandi 55 Yankee, long radar low identified. November Delta Alpha established for 7 right for landing please. November 482 Delta Alpha, danke. Wind 020 degrees for north, 07 right, clear to land. November Delta 7 right, clear to land. Scandinavian 55 Yankee, turn left heading 140 for separate. Turn left heading 140 for traffic, Scandinavian 55 Yankee.
German cargo 410, we are ready.
German cargo 410. Perfect. Line up nach 07.
Bellamy of 507,
Da kriegen wir einen Jump Cut. 020. 07, perfekt.
Okay, so then just take off 47 here.
Scandinavian 55 Yankee descent, flight level 150. Think 150 Scandinavian 55 Yankee. And Scandinavian 55 Yankee, turn right heading 180. 180 Scandinavian 55 Yankee.
German cargo 410, that's the information we have here directly in front of the 07 sensor.
German cargo 410. Yeah, I should know fact that he crossed now. He was not allowed to cross. He was supposed to go taxiway behind us. So, on the 55 Tango, wind 020 degrees for north runway 18, Tango.
Here's the base code, runway 55 Tango. Center, this is Alexa 18 requesting takeoff from holding point Lima 17 for takeoff.
018, line up runway 07 center and wait.
Runway 0 center and wait. Alexa 18.
Scandinavian 55 Yankee, direct Napa. Direct Napa for Scandinavian 55 Yankee.
Alexa 18 is in position on runway 7 center.
Affirmative, expect 2 minutes delay due to departing traffic. Scandinavian 5 Yankee, expedite descent, flight level 150 at NATO.
Level 150 at NATO, Scandinavian 5 Yankee.
German cargo 652 contact Swiss radar 128, 050, enjoy your landing.
Decimal 05, German 652, Einschaltdaten. Warte.
Ciao. November 5, 2 Delta Alpha, General Aviation. And welcome back to Frankfurt.
Delta 2, Delta 2, ja, danke, ciao.
Lufthansa 55 Tango, Long radar contact, climb flight level 230.
Climb flight level 230.
Echo Hotel Alpha 01A. Now it's your turn. There was delay due to departing traffic. Wind 0203, 4 knots, other way, like clear for takeoff.
Alexa 018.
Runway and Lufthansa 9 Lima Kilo at Frankfurt UK 60167, request to Instead.
Lufthansa 9 Lima Kilo. Leider sehr gut. Exit runway for U07 Center, QNH 1016. Startup approved. Near NILUG via Commit 3 Delta departure. Night plan route. Climb 5000 feet. Quark 1000.
Lufthansa 9 Lima Kilo cleared to Nürnberg, Commit 3 Delta departure, runway 07 Center, initial climb 5000, walk 1000, QNH 1016, startup approved.
9 Lima Kilo, Feedback korrekt. I will start with the explanation of the Autoflight system as soon as we are on Unicom, or at least on a frequency which is less busy.
London Radio, good evening. Lufthansa 73, preview, climbing to flight level 190.
Lufthansa 73, long radar, hello, 5, climb flight level 190.
Climbing at 90, Lufthansa.
Skyways 14, 12, contact Swiss, radar 128 and 050. Bye bye.
Thanks, sir.
Scandinavian 55 Yankee also contact Swiss 128 and 050. Enjoy your landing. Bye bye.
128.05 Scandinavian 55 Yankee. Thanks for have a nice evening.
Bye bye. Lufthansa 73 cleared roll list 07 November transition.
Rolling 077 station for Lufthansa 73.
And Lufthansa 73 expect ILS Zulu 07 left.
Captain LSZH, left, Lufthansa 73.
Center Alexa 0186, 5000.
Alexa 018, left radar identified. Climb flight level 310.
Climb and tape flight level 310. Alexa 018.
All stations, please stand by. About 1 minute, I will call you back.
Alright, National Tom, to my Cockpit 210, it's on India.
Station calling, this is a pilot for information. The ATC is away for 1 minute.
Thank you, then I'm waiting.
Lufthansa 73, then flight level 100.
Flight level 100 for Lufthansa 7.
Runway National Tom, system ID, Channel 240, from India.
Say to Michael, Langenstuhl identified. Climb flight level 380.
We have those doors to take Mike.
USA to Mike Direct Vogel. Romeo Oscar Bravo Echo Lima.
Gut, vielen Dank. Bis to Mike.
Lufthansa 73, turn right at 170, descend 70.
Right 70, descending to 70, Lufthansa 73.
Hello, Captain.
Lufthansa 73, confirm right
Enjoy.
heading 170.
170, Lufthansa 73. Lufthansa 9 Lima Kilo, request.
Lufthansa 9 Lima Kilo, taxi holding point 07 Center. Straight ahead via Lima 15.
Lufthansa 9 Lima Kilo, any chance for Lima 20?
Ja klar. Lufthansa 9 Lima Kilo, taxi Lima holding point 07 Center, Lima 20.
Lima 20 holding point 0. Lufthansa 9 Lima Kilo, danke.
Lufthansa 73, descend 4,000 feet, correction, descend 5,000 feet, QNH 1016.
5,000 feet, change 1016, Lufthansa 7.
Swiss 117 Kilo, continue on Unicom 122.8. Enjoy your flight to Stockholm. Schöne Landung, ciao.
Swiss 117 Kilo, Unicom 122.8 und vielen Dank, schönen Abend.
Danke gleichfalls. Lufthansa 55. Enjoy your landing in Innsbruck. Bye bye.
Roger, Unicom.
So now, as we are on Unicom, we can start with the explanation of the Autoflight system, and I had just a look on the MCTU. It's about 1 hour remaining to the top of descent, so that means in about 45 minutes we have to start with the approach preparations. So Today I will talk about the Autoflight and Flight Management and Guidance System. This will only be a theoretical session, and the Autoflight System and the Flight Management and Guidance System, they basically assist the pilot in flying the aircraft. Let's have a look on the first screenshot. And so the Autoflight system consists of a few components. First, there is a computation and processing unit. This is the so-called Flight Management and Guidance System. Actually, there are two, but for the time being, we will just thread them as one. The Flight Management and Guidance System gets information from various sources. We'll have a look on them in detail later. And there are some input devices to enter data into the Flight Management and Guidance System, and it can also output data to devices like to the autopilot, for example. Oh, I'm sorry, that was a mistake. The output devices are, for example, the thrust, rudders, or elevators. Hope it will become more clear with this picture here. So the FMGS, so that's this device here, now shown here. The FMGS receives information which is navigation information, performance information, information from the air data in the initial reference system and the GPS, and for example also from the radio, information about radio navigates. Navigation information contains details about airports, details about navigation aids, details about airways, routes, waypoints, SIDs, stars, approaches, and a few more information. Then the input devices, so these devices here are on one hand two MCDUs for long-term interventions, and the flight control unit for short-term interventions. And the FMGS outputs data to the electronic flight instrument system to display the waypoints on our route, for example. Or to display the to display information on the primary flight display. For example, if we have set an altitude here, it's displayed here. And it also outputs data to the flight director and to the autopilot and to the auto thrust system, and also to the radio navigates to tune the to tune the frequencies of the radio navigates to automatically tune frequencies of radio navigation aids. And also to the MCDU. The FMGS also outputs data to both MCDUs to show, for example, performance data, to show the weight of the aircraft. So, for example, this information here as an example, or yeah, or to display the estimated arrival time at the waypoint. That also comes, this information also comes from the flight management and guidance system. Then the FMGS, the central unit, actually consists of 3 parts: the flight management system, the flight guidance system, and the flight augmentation system. The flight management system is responsible for navigation, so to calculate the position of the aircraft as accurate as possible. The flight planning, performance optimization, predictions of, for example, time over waypoint, top of climb, fuel remaining, and more. And also for the display management on the EFIS, electronic flight instrument system. So the information displayed on these screens here, the waypoints, the distance to the waypoint, the altitude, I guess, the heading. All information comes from the flight management system, which is part of the flight management and guidance system. Then the second part is the flight guidance system, which outputs commands to autopilot, to autotrust system, and to the flight director. And the flight augmentation system, which calculates flight envelopes, which is responsible for flight envelope computation. For example, minimum speed, maximum speed. For maneuvering speed computation, so for example, best speed with a given flap configuration. For wind shear detection. For angle of attack, so-called alpha floor protection. And for yaw damper functions. So as I said at the beginning, the FMGC, so here it's called FMGS, it's the system, and the FMGS system consists of 2 flight management and guidance computers, FMGC1 and FMGC2, and they are both synchronized. One is the master, and the FMGC1 gets data from MCDU1 and from the flight control unit, and the flight management and guidance computer 2 gets information from, exchanges data with MCDU2 and the flight control unit, and the flight plan, the FMGC1 outputs data to Autopilot 1 and Flight Director 1 and to the Auto Thrust system, and the FMGC2 outputs data to Flight Director 2 and Autopilot 2 and to the Auto Thrust system. And as I said, one FMGC will be master all the time. Or not all the time, but there will be always one MCD FMGS which will be the master. And if, for example, FMGC2 is the master, Autopilot 2 and Flight Director 2 will be master as well. Bremen Radar, schönen guten Abend, the Swiss 117 Kilo. We are approximately 40 miles south of Abaso on flight level 370.
117 Kilo, Bremen rating identified. Swiss H2 Mike, proceed directly, that is me. Okay. Straight Mike, descent flight at level 140. Descent flight 240 to Straight Mike. Swiss 8 Mike transmission was a bit broken. Confirm descent flight level 140. Confirm descent flight level 140 to Swiss 8 Mike. Thank you. Swiss 8 Mike, contact Berlin arrival on 119.62, gute Landung, tschüss.
So, schönen Abend noch, tschüss, Mike.
Swiss 117 Kilo, no further ATCs available at the moment, monitor Unicorn 122.8, bye bye.
So let's now start with the approach briefing. It's about 15 minutes remaining to the top of descent. We will approach Stockholm-Arlanda from the south via the NILUG 12 Tango SID. This is a chart from 24th of May 2018, Stockholm-Arlanda, AirNav star to runway 26. Transition altitude is 5,000 feet. Minimum safe altitude around the, let me see, not sure, I guess that means around the airport, so minimum safe altitude around the airport, 25 miles around the airport, it's 2,200 feet. The routing is after NILUG, where we have to be at or below flight level 150. We proceed on track 021. On track 026 to Sierra Alpha 630, where we have to be at or above 2,200 feet. Then on track 003 to the initial approach fix Tango Echo Bravo VOR. And from there we proceed to Arlanda VOR. Then on the ILS backtrack to DME 6 Arlanda VOR, where we will enter the holding, and then we will fly an approach to runway 26. So this is will be an ILS approach Cat 1 on runway ILS Cat 1 on runway 26. The threshold altitude is 125.4 feet. That's so I've just entered the ILS frequency, and the frequency, the ILS frequency 110.10, and the frequency of Arlanda VOR in the MCDU. And also the final approach track, which is 251 degrees. And I've already checked the routing and the altitudes in the MCDU. Starting descent, descent checklist, approach descent briefing performed, minimum safe altitude checked, landing elevation 125.4 feet, altimeters set flight level 150, cross check, flight level 361, flight level 361. After descent, checklist completed. Approach checklist. ICAM status checked. Cabin signs on. Decision height set 200 feet. Altimeters set altimeter set 1020, 4000 feet. Engine mode selector ignition start. Approach checklist completed. Landing lights on. Landing briefing. Runway 26 has a length of 2.5 kilometers, which is also the available landing distance. Our weight is 59.1 tons, which is below the maximum. The approach speed 137 knots, landing speed 132 knots. We will land with flap configuration 3 and auto brake medium. And after landing we will vacate to the left, either via X-ray 3 or via X-ray 2. In case of misapproach, we will climb straight ahead to 1,500 feet and then navigate for a new approach to runway 26. No, let's do it as written here. So for runway 26, in case of misapproach, as we have no ATC, we will climb straight ahead at 2,500 feet or Echo Sierra Alpha DME 5.7, which is the point Sierra Alpha 730, whichever is later turn left to Orlando VOR for new instrument approach. Not sure what happens now. What's this? Something is going wrong at the moment.
2,500. 2,500.
Final checklist auto thrust, speed 180 knots, altimeters 2500 feet, 2500 feet, auto brake set medium, landing memo all green. Final checklist completed. Gear down. Speed check, flaps 2. Speed check, flaps 3. Wait, what's this?
One thousand. 1,000.
Approaching 26.
Autoflight off.
400. 300 above. 200 minimum. 1 100. 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard, 10, 5.
Exit via X-ray 3.
APU on.
Of the landing checklist, spoilers disarmed, flaps retracted, engine mode selector normal, APU started, after landing checklist completed. So now let's look for a parking position. I just saw that I didn't have the landing lights on, I had them retracted. That's bad luck. think 1.6 is maybe this parking position here. Yeah, that's it. Parking checklist, engine master switch off, parking brake set, exterior lights all off, anti-ice off, off, fuel pumps off, parking checklist completed. So, thank you for joining me on this flight, and I will just check what my next flight will be so I can tell you. So I got it. So the next flight will be from Zurich to Sofia, and during this flight I will explain you the Autoflight System in more detail. Have a good night and hope to see you next time. Goodbye.